next up in our discussions is Serbia. Now, Serbia had Pesma za Eurovision again, sort of following on from Constracta's success in Turin with Incorporação. So, no change in the national selections there. But this time around, we had Luke Black coming out on top after two long semi-finals and then one even longer final to come out on top with Samo spava. And yes, he will be performing third in the first semi-final.
I just wanna sleep forever. I like it better when I dream. Želim se uvek da spavam dok svet gori. I just wanna close my eyes and just get it over with. Želim se uvek da spavam dok svet gori.
Go on, Janek, tell us what you think about it.
I think if people watched our personal videos know my opinions about Samo spava. I am very much a big fan of Samo spava. Another year of Serbia taking risks. Like last year I was very much comfortable saying that Constracta is qualifying and doing very well. I predicted a top 5 for her as well. This year I am very much more intrigued by Samo spava's qualifications, because it's way different than everything we hear at Eurovision, and Serbia should be proud no matter what result they're getting. I really hope that he qualifies, because he's such an amazing human being, and he's just so fun. He has been waiting for a chance like that for a very long time. And recently he was asked about the lobster fall. He said that at first it was from I think Roald Dahl's painting that he also has the lobster fawn, but later he said, but I also learned that the lobster is a symbol for trans community, which is very important for me. So overall, I'm like, I'm so happy for him for this opportunity he's getting. He said he's making some changes to the staging. I understandable, because he said that the Pesma stage was something that he imagined, he had in his mind for a long time. He wanted just to incorporate it to the stage. If it qualifies, I think it has the potential to get a top 10 result if everything comes correctly and everyone who watches will love it. If not, maybe middle of the table, depends just on the performance. I don't know. I think it's a safe qualification, but I am not sure this time as well.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely right in saying that Serbia is really, pushing the boat out again. And, compared to what we'd seen before in Beovisia, like in previous times before Pesma, it was very sort of similar in the sense, very poppy, or otherwise was sort of very Balkan inspired. Like it was very kind of thing like that. This new, like, sort of avenue Serbia is going down right now, I'm very impressed by it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing like what kind of fruits it'll bear in future years as well, because this is only just getting started. Like this is definitely going to carry on for years and years and years, which I'm really, really excited about. When I first heard Luke Black's song, I liked it, but there was something that didn't click for me, and it's hard to kind of put a finger on it, because I think maybe it's like, because I really am a fan of sort of dark electronic synth pop kind of thing. If you've listened to our Festival de Canção recap, you'll know that I absolutely love Neon Soho, and that's kind of in a similar vibe a little bit. But I think I've now pinpointed it, and I think it's more the fact that I'm not a fan of the sort of whisper vocals that kind of make up the chorus, because there isn't really a big hook to it. The instrumental, I'm absolutely in love with. I think, I could probably just listen to that when the instrumental versions come out sort of later this season. I will definitely be having that on repeat 100%. It's just the sort of the whisper kind of vocals that's kind of stuck in your ear a bit. I appreciate it, but it's just not something that I would want for a song like this. And I know the song talks about, being asleep and I just want to sleep forever, like in those kinds of things. It just doesn't hit the same way that I want it to, or like how I expect it to. With that being said, I still think that this is a really good risk for Serbia to take. And we are talking about the first semi-final here, so it will be a little bit of a bloodbath. But I do think I can see it sort of qualifying. It could either go one of two ways. It could either come sort of second or third in the semi-final, or it could come ninth or 10th, depending on the sort of ideas that they're planning to change for the Liverpool stage. Because this song relies on intimacy, I think, and then to sort of, if you plan on sort of scaling it up for a big stage like Liverpool, like you're going to need to work on camera angles, you're going to need to work on obviously the vocal delivery and sort of the use of the props as well. So I'm very intrigued to see what kind of ideas they're going to bring to the stage in Liverpool. I do think it could do pretty well, though. I did think if it does qualify, I think it will appeal to a lot of people on the night. So I do think it probably will sneak into the top 10. But it's just a case of whether people feel particularly entranced by those kinds of songs, because a lot of electronic songs don't do well at Eurovision, do they?
I was thinking of Telemoves by Conan Osiris. That's, I think, the perfect example of the fear that this song could have. Like, would it do well, or would it do it like Conan's song, just fall and finish second to last in the semi? I think it was, or something like that in the televotes. So
yeah, and that's the problem, I guess, because we know that there are certain genres that Europe responds better to than others, and electronic music is not one that really stokes a large fan, like a large following. For example, We Are Domi, we were happy to see that it made it through to the final, but then when it only got 5 points in Turin,
I mean, it did finish second in the semi-final. It was because, I think because they closed the semi, but they did finish second in the semi-final. But unfortunately, the number one spot that didn't do it for them and killed them. But still, they were second in the semi-final.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fingers crossed then that Serbia can kind of capitalize on this, because they were in third place in the second semi-final last year. And obviously that led to Serbia then coming joint first in the televote in the semi-final. So fingers crossed, maybe there might be something similar, of another similar effect for that for Luke. If Luke doesn't qualify, I could see absolute chaos in amongst the Eurovision fandom, because the support that this has been phenomenal. I would not have expected a song like this to generate so much hype. But you know what? I'm positively, I'm impressed. So fingers crossed that it'll all go very well for him.